What do you do with your food waste? If you're like most Americans, you probably just store it away in the trash. In today's video, I'm going to share with you why you should compost at home and give you a little demo of how. Let's start with the facts. First of all, 40% of food produced in the US is never consumed. Also, the EPA showed that 20% of all waste in mass in the landfill is food. You may ask, why is food waste a problem? Well, other than the large gap of inequality where people have a lot of food and other people have no food, that could be solved while solving the issue of food waste. The food that gets thrown in the trash and then put in the landfill is capped. And what happens when they cap the landfill and food and organic waste starts to decompose is it breaks down anaerobically without oxygen. That releases methane, a detrimental greenhouse gas, into the atmosphere. Another issue is simply the way that we think about food waste. That word itself, waste, as if that is an unuseful resource. But what we're not seeing when we throw food away is that it's actually a really valuable resource. When food is broken down, decomposed, or composted, it turns into a mineral-rich soil that can be used to amend the earth and grow more food. So when we're throwing away our food waste, we're really throwing away something like gold. If you garden at home, composting is a great way to get free mineral-rich amendments to add to your soil. Even if you don't garden, composting is a great way to divert a lot of your waste from going to the landfill, and you can produce something to put on your houseplants or landscape around your house, or start a garden. Compost is made up of what's called greens and browns. The greens refers to your food waste, weeds from the garden. Anything that's green has moisture. Some more greens include grass clippings, plant clippings, eggshells, coffee grounds and tea bags, any fruit or vegetable peels. But I advise you against putting meat products, dairy products, or fish products in the compost because it'll imbalance the nutrients, and no oil either. This is your nitrogen source for your compost. But what it needs to balance the nitrogen is the browns, your carbon sources. This could be paper or cardboard, hay, leaves from the forest. When the leaves fall and you rake them all up, why put them on the curb to get picked up? Or why let the landscaping company take it away and use it for their own when you could turn it into your compost? So I'm standing here by this awesome compost bin. I've been gifted with this coming back home. This is a tumbler style compost bin. So it has this handle here that I just what spinning does is it mixes everything up and it adds oxygen to help break down your compost. Compost tumbler is one way to do composting at home, and you can get it online or at a local home improvement store. The prices vary depending on the size and the efficiency of the tumbler. Other ways include making a compost pile, where you build up your food waste and amend it with the browns, turning it with a pitchfork to keep the aeration. You could also build a compost bin for really cheap or even free, just using recycled wood or old pallets. And a bin works nicely because you can cover it and keep out any rodents. Let's take a look at how this compost tumbler works. Check out this rich compost. This is maybe 1 or 2 years worth of compost. It's so dark and moist. There's some things that have not yet broken down that can go back into the tumbler, like these avocado shells and pits too. But everything's broken down really nicely. Somehow there's some plastic in there. I can guarantee to you that I did not put that in there. Check it out, y'all. This is a rotting avocado pit. It stinks. So here's the last couple of weeks worth of food waste from my kitchen. Let's dump it out and see what's inside. It's getting pretty rotten in there. So we got scraps, orange peels, banana peels, grapevines, onions. It's already getting hard to discern what's even in there. So here's all the weeds from this year's overwintering garden. There's a lot of roots in here, and there's also a lot of soil that I pulled up too. But that soil will help the compost break down, and it'll go back on the garden once it's ready. So here's some leaves that I collected from the forest, and I crushed them up a good bit. There's some twigs in there too. And these are the browns, or the carbon-rich part that I'm going to put in my compost to balance the nitrogen-heavy food waste and weeds. In go my leaves. So now inside there's a nice covering of leaves, and underneath are the weeds and food waste. And I'll give her a spin to mix it all up. Everyone, thanks for watching, and I hope this video helps you start composting at home.